The Dallas Cowboys are on a 4-game winning streak and sitting on top of the NFC East behind Super Bowl favorites, the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're doing it with their backup quarterback, Cooper Rush. Here is why Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys are scary good. It's hard to believe that the Cowboys would be in this position after losing their starting quarterback and team leader, Dak Prescott, to a hand injury in their Week 1 loss at home to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No one really foreshadowed backup Cooper Rush to deliver week in and week out. This is Cooper Rush's 5th season as a backup quarterback for Dak Prescott's offense, and he has only played in 10 games prior to this season. That's not a lot of reps under the big and bright lights of Dallas, which makes what I'm about to say all the more baffling. Cooper Rush is 8th in quarterback ranking this season with a score of 62.2, beating the likes of established regular starting quarterbacks such as Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers, Kyler Murray of the Arizona Cardinals, and 22 other starters. Just how is Cooper Rush playing so well? Well, it's a mixture of good coaching and confidence that has led to Cooper Rush being a top 8 quarterback so far in the season. The coaches are calling plays that suit the quarterback, and Rush is delivering on the big stage. His stats so far this season have been noticeably commendable. In his first full start at home against the mean Cincinnati Bengals defense, he had a pass completion percentage of 61.29%, threw for 235 yards, scoring 1 touchdown, and had 0 interceptions. In fact, Cooper Rush hasn't thrown an interception since taking over for Dak Prescott. I repeat, 0 interceptions from a backup quarterback. Now that tells you that Cooper Rush has the poise, the vision, the elusiveness to beat defenders who are charging at him and who are attempting to pick him off. There's a feeling that Cooper Rush should continue to play since the team has continued to win under his leadership at the position. His total 4 touchdowns from 4 games aren't the makings of an elite quarterback, but that's just as many passing touchdowns as Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles and Baker Mayfield of the Carolina Panthers. Cooper Rush is technically sound, but clearly the big plays are coming from the people who are helping him make those plays. Every quarterback needs a little help, but who are the ones that are stepping up? The most obvious receiver that has discovered his form is star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Half of the touchdowns thrown by Cooper Rush were caught by Lamb, but it isn't just the scoring that's raised eyebrows. The productivity that CeeDee Lamb has been experiencing has totally eclipsed what Dak Prescott offered. Granted, it was a 1-game sample, but in that Prescott game, Lamb only had 2 receptions from 11 targets, and getting only 29 yards. So if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you would be fuming and worried that your best wide receiver wasn't being placed in a position to catch the balls. Once again, fortune smiled on the Dallas Cowboys in a cruel and unconventional way when Dak Prescott was forced to leave at the end of the game because once Cooper Rush took over, CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys became scary good. In Rush's first full start, CeeDee Lamb saw the number of targets under Prescott, but this time had 7 catches instead of 2 for 75 yards. The following week, he had 12 targets, 8 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown. The week after that, 6 catches for 97 yards and a touchdown. It's fair to say that CeeDee Lamb has rediscovered his love for the game under a quarterback that no one expected to deliver. Another person who no one anticipated to be this good is the other wide receiver, Noah Brown. The 6'2" wideout is in his 5th season for the Cowboys and has never managed more than 184 receiving yards in one entire season. What's amazing is that he has already surpassed his career high receiving yards in just 4 games with Cooper Rush. Sometimes quarterbacks have a connection with a wide receiver that goes beyond the metrics and presupposed talents. It's a feeling that the passer has for the catcher that is an intangible quality that cannot be measured. The Rush-Brown connection came to life in Cooper Rush's first game where Noah Brown had 5 targets, 5 receptions, 91 yards, and a touchdown against the Cincinnati Bengals. It was a breakout game for Brown who made Cooper Rush look competent. They both helped each other, and the partnership continued to blossom the following week when Brown was targeted 7 times and caught 5 balls for 54 yards. Again, Noah Brown is not an elite wide receiver, but somehow has made it to the conversation on mainstream media because while CeeDee Lamb might be the rightful star of the team, Noah Brown is Cooper Rush's guy when the quarterback finds himself in a jam. The passing game has really created a threat for opposing defenses to be aware and take notice, but it's not the only piece of the puzzle that is making the Cowboys scary good. This Cowboys offense is a well-balanced machine that will continue to find ways to score on even the meanest of defenses. And to create that balance, head coach Mike McCarthy understands that the running game must be established in order to open up the passing one. For that, he has two solid weapons at his disposal in the shape of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Yes, Tony Pollard, who is undoubtedly the best number 2 running back in the NFL and has consistently proven that to be the case and kept Ezekiel Elliott on his toes. Pollard this season has managed 162 yards from 36 carries, averaging 4.5 yards per carry, and has 1 rushing touchdown to his name, but he also has 7 catches for 71 yards. It's Pollard's ability to run after the catch which makes him such a scary threat for opposing defenses. He's fast, he's strong, and agile, which is exactly the kind of triple threat you want from your running back, let alone the second guy. Pollard remains the number 2 because of the promise and threat from the main guy, Ezekiel Elliott. Elliott has 1 rushing touchdown this season where he has rushed for 227 yards from 59 carries, averaging 3.8 yards per carry. Not exactly jaw-dropping numbers. In fact, Elliott is playing at a league average, which is just good enough to remain the starting running back and to keep defenses aware. It's his pedigree that allows him to implant that fear in the minds of defenders. Elliott is developing into a decoy back, which is not horrible to have since it still has an effect and positive outcome on the game. But the real game changers aren't those on the offensive side of the ball, it's those that are on the front line. The Cowboys' defense is ranked amongst one of the best this season. They are the meanest, stingiest, most terrifying defenders in the league. They've recorded 17 sacks this season, and it's only been 5 games. The sack leaders for the team are Micah Parsons with 6 and Durance Armstrong with 4. Micah Parsons is essentially averaging a sack per game and is the leading candidate to be named the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He always finds a way to get by those 300-pound offensive linemen and either gets a sack or causes opposing quarterbacks to rush their throw, leading to an interception. Oh yeah, the Cowboys have 5 interceptions this season, 2 of which were snagged by Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs is in his 3rd year with the Cowboys and is their star cornerback. At 6 feet 2 inches, he's tall enough to have the vertical leap to out-jump wide receivers on a contested throw, and he is fast enough should he need to recover or track down wide receivers. Between Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and this talented Dallas Cowboys defense, there is plenty of reason to fear this team. The Cowboys are entering familiar territory with a quarterback they didn't expect much of and feared the worst given Cooper Rush's history or lack of history with the team. But now fans are standing up and cheering their backup on, who also has the support of his talented wide receiver roster and the backing of a world-class defense. There aren't many teams who would want to face the Cowboys in the form they are in, even if they are playing with a backup in the most important position of the game. Cooper Rush is the best backup in the league on a team that has high demands and expectations. Those expectations are being met because teams are scared of the Dallas Cowboys and they have every reason to feel that way. How would you rate the Dallas Cowboys so far this season? Are they your favorites to win the Super Bowl? Please let us know in the comments below, but before you go, if you still want to watch some awesome NFL content like this, please watch the next video that will pop up on your screen.